Hello everyone, my name is Tuhin. Welcome to my channel. Today we'll discuss about an interesting Python package manager called UV. UV is an extremely fast Python package manager written in Rust. So we'll be learning what is UV, why UV is required, how do we install UV, UV commands and UV commands execution. So what is UV? UV is blazingly fast Python package manager written in Rust and it is optimized for performance and it is significantly faster than pip. It is 10 to 100 times faster than pip. It handles dependency resolution, virtual environment creation and installations. So it can install the dependencies as well as the Python versions. It is designed as a modern replacement of pip, pip tools and parts of Poetry. So why should we be using UV? It is a single tool that replaces multiple different tools like pip, pip tools, pipx, Poetry, pyenv, twine, virtual environment and more. It is up to 100 times faster than pip and it installs and manages Python versions. So it runs and installs tools published as Python packages. It includes a pip compatible interface for performance boost with a familiar CLI. We'll see it in action. It is disk space efficient with a global cache for dependency deduplication. Installable without Rust or Python by car or pip. UV is supported in macOS, Linux and Windows. So we see it here for triage dependency installation where UV took 0.06 seconds, Poetry took 0.99 second and pip sync took 4.63 seconds. So you can see it, UV is significantly faster. While we'll be executing the commands for installing some of the dependencies, we will see that how fast it is. So for installation in macOS or Linux, we'll be using this command, and for Windows, we'll use PowerShell and we'll use this command to install UV. Now follow the UV commands to install Python or get all the Python versions that are installed in the system or even uninstalling the Python version. As you can see it here, it can act as an alternative of pyenv. So UV Python install installs the latest Python version. UV Python install, and if we specify that specific version, it will install that specific Python version. UV Python list will give you the list of available Python versions in that system. UV Python find, you can find a specific Python versions is installed in the system or not. UV Python pin, if you want to use specific Python versions in a particular project, you can use UV Python pin and you can give the specific versions. That specific Python version will be used for that particular project, and you can use UV Python uninstall to uninstall a specific Python version. So it is a quite easy way to manage different Python versions inside a project or inside a system. So let's execute some of the commands. So it says Python is already installed. So UV Python install request to install another version. Now I have already a few more Python versions installed. So let's run UV Python list, and you see there are a lot many versions of install. Basically 3.13 and 3.13 and 3.12.4 is installed. So I'll not be installing any more Python versions. Okay, now let's go to the next few commands. So UV is used mostly for managing the dependencies. UV init creates a new Python project, and UV adds a dependency to the project. UV removes a particular dependency from a project, and UV sync, it creates a virtual environment and adds the dependencies into that particular virtual environment. UV log creates a log file for the project dependency. UV runs a command in the project environment. UV tree, view the dependency tree for that particular project. It is very useful command. With that single command, we can see all the dependencies trees. It means the dependency and the sub dependencies as well. UV build, it builds the project into distribution archives. UV publishes the project to a package index. Now let's execute few of the commands. So I have this particular directory already created. So I will run the command UV init, and you see the initialized project UV test project, and if I check what are the files that has been created, we see that .git ignore, it added a Python version, main.py, pyproject.toml and readme. So main.py, where we can give the write our code, and readme.md we can specify how to use that particular project. And let's see what are the things available in the pyproject.toml. So inside pyproject.toml, it's kind of manifest of that particular project, and name is automatically taken as the directory name. Version is 0.1.0. Description, we can add some descriptions, we can modify it anytime. Then readme path link available here, and requires Python version, so 3.12 or more Python version is required, and dependencies is currently empty. Now let's add few dependencies. Let's add dependency like UV add pandas. Now you can see it's super fast, right? It got installed almost immediately. Now let's add another dependency called uv add requests. This also got installed quite immediately. Let's see the pyproject.yml now. We see here in the dependencies, pandas and requests got added. We will use another command called uv sync. So what it will do, it sync that particular dependencies into the virtual environment. If you check, we'll see a virtual environment got added, right? If we enable that particular virtual environment, now the virtual environment has been enabled. Now what we'll do, we'll just add some Python code into the main.py and we'll try to execute in order to check that whether the virtual environment is working or not. I have created that particular project and you see all the files that I was creating that got added. In the virtual environment, you can see here the libraries got added, and we can check one more interesting thing. I will enable the virtual environment here first. Now source.bin. Now the virtual environment got enabled. We will use one important command called uv tree. Now see, our two major dependencies that we have added in the project is the pandas and requests, right? And inside the pandas, it called numpy, python datautil, pyts, and tz data, and python datautil internally called 6, okay, and requests called certify, character set normalizer, idna, and urllib 3. Okay, so you can see what are the project dependencies and their sub dependencies as well with that particular uv tree command. Let's add few lines in the main.py. Okay, I have added few lines, some sample code for pandas. It's a data frame and we are creating a data frame and then just printing that particular data frame. And now let's execute that particular file. So Python, you see, and the data frames got printed here. Now we'll do one more interesting thing, that we'll just uninstall or remove that particular dependency from that project. So for that, uv remove pandas. Now pandas got removed. We can check it here in project.yml. The pandas does not exist. And if we run that particular project again, then it says that module not available. No module named pandas. So we can quite easily add or remove dependencies, and the sub dependencies are managed very efficiently. With uv run, we can run a particular script. uv run python then main.py, then it will be able to run that particular script quite quickly. And uv add -hyphen scripts adds a particular dependency to the script, and uv remove -hyphen script remove a dependency from a script. There are few more commands. It has an interface called pip interface. So existing pip commands can run with uv, but uv will supercharge it. So pip install, pip show, pip freeze, will all these pip commands we will be able to run using uv. But when we append uv with that particular pip commands, then it will be very fast to execute. Simply adding the uv in the existing commands, we can do the installations, we can pip show the details about the installed package, and uv pip checks that current environment has compatible packages. Then uv pip list, it lists all the installed packages. uv pip uninstall, it uninstall the packages. Finally uv compile and uv sync, the compiles the requirements into a log file and syncs an environment with log file. We acts as an interface over the pip. Now you have seen it here. We do not need to manage any requests.txt file, and from that we do not need to install like pip install -r requirements.txt, where there is chances that there are conflicting dependencies are there. So this is an old way of managing or creating the virtual environment or managing the dependencies. So you can do instantly and quite easily using uv. So if you like my video, please like, comment, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.